finding a nice and comfortable seat on the floor, a tall spine. We'll bring palms to heart center in Anjali Mudra or prayer mudra, bowing our head to our hands, to our heart, to our body, to this practice, to the space around us, to the ground beneath, to the ceiling above, the roof above our head, to the universe within and the universe out there. We'll place a smile onto our lips and begin our practice. So for today's practice, we'll start in all fours. Take your time as you come into all fours, and as soon as you come into all fours, you might just get a little reminder from your knees that they need a bit of cushioning. And if they do need a bit of cushioning, all you have to do is just lift the center of your mat and kind of make a fold here. You can place your kneecaps on the folded part of your mat. And if you don't want to do that and you have a blanket close by, of course you can take your blanket and place it under your knees. So that might kind of speak to you. So the intention for this morning is embracing change. So keep that in mind as you do simple cat-cows. So simple cat-cows. And in our cat-cows, for now, we're just paying attention to the physical body. So placing palms somewhere comfortable, fingers are wide or close together. Notice what the fingers want to do and make adjustments. And then bringing attention into our wrists. Notice what the wrists are doing. Make adjustments. Into your elbow joints, as you maybe arch your back, your elbows might bend a little bit, and as you round your back, the elbows might straighten. Notice if the elbows are kind of moving outwards, away from your body, or so try that. And then from here, we're going to find ourselves in our spine. And more than anything, you're just paying attention to the physical body again. Movements in your pelvis, movements in your tailbone and sacrum area, in the lumbar spine, movements in the thoracic spine, kind of around the back of your heart area, and movements in the cervical spine, your neck. So we'll take a pause, we'll drop into child's pose. As we slowly place the tops of the feet on the floor and the hips will get close to our heels, and we'll find ourselves into child's pose. You can place your palms wherever feels comfortable. Embracing change, embracing change. One of the easiest ways for me to embrace change is to have no expectations. No expectations. Okay. So after this pause, we're going to come back to all fours. And once you're right back into all fours, this time pay attention simply to your breath and your energy. As we exhale, we'll come into that cat pose, rounding the spine, looking at our knees or hands. As we inhale, arching the lower back, bending at the elbows a little bit and looking up or forward. So try that a few times. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. So the attention is simply purely on our breathing. Notice your breath moving through your nostrils, into your throat, into your chest. Energetically, you might feel your breath in your belly, in your hips, your hands, your feet. And then once you are done, you can gently again drop into your child's pose. So So you'll find yourself in child's pose. This time you might like to have your palms facing up, leaving your arms as they are. Your forehead might be touching the floor, or you might for now just kind of have lifted your head off the floor, just staying in a child's pose with a round spine, relaxing your belly and noticing your breath. So one more breath. Again, we'll find yourself back into all fours, and this time drop into your thoughts, into your mind. As you do your cat-cows, as you breathe in and out, notice what you're thinking of. Thoughts are going to come fast at first, and then they'll slow down. There's no attachment to a thought, so allow them to come and then allow them to pass. We'll just label them. Oh, I'm thinking about whatever, and then allow it to pass and wait for the next thought. And then this time, instead of dropping into child's pose, we are going to push earth away and come into down dog. So if you have the blanket under your knees, it's a good time to kind of place it aside. And if you have your mat folded in half, it's a good time to unfold it. Palms are on the floor, placing toe pads on the floor. We're going to push earth away and find yourself into our down dog here. In down dog, you might like to heel toe your feet. You might like to place your palms somewhere more comfortable, and the elbows are bent a little bit, and your elbows are towards your kind of belly instead of going outwards. They folded or bent towards your belly. We'll engage the core muscles here. And then we'll slowly start walking our feet towards our hands, until the legs bend and we can place our belly, our rib cage on our thighs, on our knees, and we can relax the arms like waterfalls. And then lifting our 10 toes off the floor, spreading them apart and placing them back down. From here, we're going to push earth away with our strong legs, our strong feet, and come all the way up into standing. And to come into standing, the arms are going to lift up into the sky above. The shoulders are going to move away. We're going to sway our hips from side to side. You might like to hold on to one wrist and then the other wrist, one wrist and the other wrist. We'll gently come back to center, finding Tadasana or mountain pose. Feet parallel or the toes a little bit closer than the heels. Palms facing towards the top of your mat. If you feel comfortable, a little bend in the knees and close your eyes. Take 3 breaths here. The first breath, you're paying attention to your body, the physical body. The next breath is pure attention to your energy, to your breathing. And the third breath, placing full attention to your thoughts or thought. Okay, from here we're going to go for a half sun salutation. So as we inhale, the arms are going to lift up into the sky above. Bending at the knees, exhale a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift with straight legs. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. And then as we exhale, another forward fold. As we inhale, we're going to push earth away, come all the way up into standing. Palms meet one another, and as we exhale, the palms are going to come to heart center. Yeah, we'll try this 3 more times. The first one, just pay attention to the physical body. The arms lift, the fingers might kind of reach up. We'll bend at the knees into a forward fold. Then we're going to come into a halfway lift with straight spine, straight legs. We'll bend at the knees, another forward fold. And then we'll push earth away with our strong legs and come all the way back up into standing. The arms will lift up And then finally the palms will meet one another and they'll come to heart center. This was the physical side. Coming into that energetic side or breath body, breathing in, fill up the lungs, arms lift, bending at the knees, exhale, a forward fold, exhaling, emptying the lungs. Inhale, fill up the lungs, halfway lift, bending at the knees, exhale, emptying the lungs. A pause here, and then inhale, coming all the way back up, filling up our lungs all the way from top to bottom of the lungs. And then finally exhaling, palms meet one another, they come to heart center. We'll empty the lungs here. Okay, one full breath here, and we'll try the last half sun salutation. And this time you're just purely paying attention to your thoughts. My voice is in the background. You can even kind of make it feel like as if it's coming from underwater. So purely paying attention to your thoughts. Breathing in, arms lift up into the sky above. Bending at the knees, exhale, a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Straight spine, straight legs. Exhale, bending at the knees, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way back up into standing. Exhale, palms at heart center. And we can release the arms. Okay, we'll come into a seated position. In seated position, simply just find yourself here, make yourself comfortable again. A folded blanket or something under a thigh or a knee, a block, a bolster if you have one. Bring our attention to our eyebrows, so closing the eyes, gently lifting the eyebrows high and softening. Lifting the eyebrows high and softening. After your third one, soft eyebrows. There's no tension in our facial muscles. Same with the jaw joints. You can clench and see how that feels and then soften. And then we'll bring attention into our neck, gently bring an ear close to a shoulder, and then the head comes back to center. The other ear close to the other shoulder, head comes back to center. You can go back and forth a few times. Embracing change without expectations, without attachment or aversion. Bring the head back to center. This time an ear will get close to a shoulder, and then the chin will get close to the chest, and the other ear close to the other shoulder. We'll go into semicircular movements. Just making gentle semicircular movements for the neck, softening the jaw joints, softening the shoulders or arms. And finally the head will come back to center, chin to chest, and then coming back up. Once you come back up, you might gently look up as if you're following a bird in front of you all the way up into the sky above. And the same way, following the bird all the way back into the sky and back down onto the ground. We'll try that one or two more times. This last one is just tipping the chin close to our chest. You can place your hands behind your head and gently notice how the back of your neck opens up. We've done this in cat-cow a few times, so that you might notice that the back of your neck is already feeling soft and supple. And then we'll slowly take the hands off the back of the head and bring the head back up to center. Some shoulder shrugs, bring shoulders close to the ears and dropping them. Try this with your palms facing down, and then try this with your palms facing up. See how that feels. And then we'll go for shoulder rolls. So one shoulder at a time or both shoulders together, whatever feels good. Come back to center. We'll open the arms nice and wide and bend at the elbows. Open the arms nice and wide, bending at the elbows. And then finally we'll come into our wrists, palms kind of face towards your screen or the top of your mat, and palms facing towards yourself. Fingers point up, fingers point down. We'll make circles with the wrists, one direction and circles with the wrist the other direction. Make fists with our hands. Fists point up and fists point down, as if you're revving your motorbike engine with both hands. And then wrist rolls one direction, wrist rolls the other direction. We can shake out our fingers, our hands, wrists, forearms, upper arms, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And then we'll arrive into that meditative seat, a place that feels quite at center, at home. You haven't leaned too far forward, too far back, too much to the right or left. You found the perineum or the diamond shape between your pubic bone and tailbone, sit bone to sit bone. Sometimes it feels nice to sit on something with a bit of an edge. So once your sit bones sit here, your pubic bone might drop forward a little bit, and you might find, that you're sitting on a flat surface. So not on your bum cheeks, but you've kind of pulled your bum cheeks away. The cushioning of the body kind of moves away. We are entering the meditation side of our practice, so if you think that you might get cold in a few minutes, it might feel nice to wrap something around you. And if you have an elastic band in your hair, I would suggest to take it off so your mind doesn't constantly go into that part of your body that feels tension or holding. Same with your pants. If you're wearing something that's tight on your belly, you can move it downwards a little bit, or you can unzip your pants if you have zipped pants. So you get the idea. Nice and comfy here. First part of our meditation practice is simply paying attention to the physical body, and the body is going to ask you for a little bit of attention. A foot or an ankle or a knee is going to be asking for an adjustment. At first you're going to move a little bit around and make all those adjustments as much as you can. You can bring the mudra of concentration, which is either chin mudra for grounding, index and thumb touching one another, palms facing down, or gyan mudra or yana mudra. It's the same thing, just palms facing up. It's the mudra of allowing, accepting, being open to. So it's a concentration mudra here. You can have your palms face up or down, hands either on your thighs or knees. In this physical realm, if possible, we're going to step out of the body and notice the space around us, the temperature of the room you are in at the moment. The temperature on the right side of your body and left side, comparing the temperature from close to the head, and then temperature close to the bottom of the body, our toes, our feet, kind of where we're seated, the props beneath us. So there's a temperature difference there. And comparing the temperature between the front of your body, in front of you, and then the back of your head, around your shoulder blades and your spine area. Just notice if you feel a temperature here. And then from here we'll drop into the light around us. Your eyes might be closed or open. If the eyes are open, make sure to just stare at one point with soft eyes, a soft gaze. And again, with eyes closed, you'll find a difference in light and shadows around you. And from here we'll drop into the smells around us, noticing the smells around you. And this is just observation. You're just simply observing without any attachment to a smell or any sort of aversion to a smell, yeah? There is no judgment at this moment. And then from here we're going to go a little bit deeper into the sounds around. So it might be somewhere noisy, somewhere quiet, there might be music, there might be none. And again, there is no judgment, there's no hoping for this sound to stop or hoping for any changes. You're just observing. And then we'll slip into the tastes inside our mouth. So just bring awareness to the tastes inside our mouth. And during meditation, tastes change, even though we're not drinking or eating anything. That you'll notice that, taste buds change. From here we're going to come into the textures around this physical body. So just simply bringing awareness to textures. And your clothing are a good judge for this. So parts of your clothing that are gently just hanging loosely on your body, parts that are holding on tightly, and parts that you might even know that there's clothing there, but you can't feel the clothing touching your skin. Then we'll gently drop into the body. Notice textures inside your body. It's still the physical realm here. The textures inside the body. The mouth is a good one. We'll soften the tongue here inside the mouth. And again, we'll find the taste buds. There might be a change already in the taste buds. And again, back into smells. If you have your eyes closed or not, again, the light and shadows. Might be an imagination, but you can just imagine the inside your body and the light and the shadows closest to your skin. How would that look like if you could see beneath your skin? And then into the densest part of your body, into the teeth, the enamel, kind of behind the enamel, inside the teeth, or inside our bones. And we'll find ourselves in the temperature inside the body, behind the eyelids compared to the front of the eyelids, behind the lips, inside the mouth compared to the outside of the lips, inside of the belly. And the temperature kind of in our toes compared to our armpits or groin area. So the inside the body has a universe of its own. And there's constant change happening, constant change. Some we're aware of, some we have no clue. And so we just allow this body to change as is, having faith and confidence that it's changing for the better, it's changing for the better, constantly resetting itself, rebooting, recharging, rebuilding. There's this an innate trust or intuitive trust between this kind of self and this physical self, this spiritual or energetic self and the physical self. And then from here we're going to come into the sounds inside the body. As we breathe in and out, there's a sound there. As we move or swallow, the belly might even make sounds at this point. So physical space takes a big chunk of our life. This physical realm takes a big chunk of the life, if we allow it to. And then from here we're going to gently glide, slide, or find our way into that energetic self, into that breath body. So we're breathing in and out, in and out. We're paying attention to the opening of the nostrils. With each inhale, the nostrils might flare open, and with each exhale, the nostrils might soften. We're breathing all the way through our body. Physical body, we're filling up the top of the lungs, the middle of the lungs, the bottom of the lungs, the full capacity of the lungs, front and back of the lungs, side to side, up and down. And in that energetic body, we're breathing all the way into every cell of our body, from the crown of our head, the fontanelle, the soft spot as we were born, kind of that soft spot on the crown of the head, all the way to the tips of our toes, the soles of our feet, the soles of our palms. And then from this energetic body or breath body, we have found ourselves into the mind body or into our thoughts. So notice this thought, label it for what it is, and then simply allow it to pass, and it will pass. And then we'll patiently, compassionately wait for the next thought. The next thought comes and it kind of says, pick me, pick me, pick me, pay attention to me. And we'll notice this thought, we'll label this thought, I am thinking of blah, 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 and allow it to pass, and it will pass. So inviting thoughts. The thoughts are going to slow down eventually, slow down. Our last minute here, it's about 6 more breaths. You don't have to pay attention to counting, that's a form of thinking. Just notice your breathing. Pay attention to your inhales and exhales. Notice the thought that comes, allow it to pass. You're just sitting in your kind of place of peace, in mindlessness or mindfulness, in meditation. I'm going to recite a poem. It's called Change of Plans, and it's by Kevari Patel. Change of plans. I thought this road would be easy, freshly paved each day without potholes to slow me down from reaching my destination. But today, as I was swerving to avoid a big pothole, I drove straight into another one and got a flat tire. I hate getting stuck like this. Plans changing, the tension building. Quick, move before I explode. My cell phone has no signal and I can't see a call box for miles. Then I remember the practice. Breathing in gently, then exhaling fully, letting it all go, to make space for an epiphany. In pausing, I have arrived. I have arrived where I've always wanted to be. This place where a flat tire, anger, and fear are all held by a pothole that cares. So I'll read it one more time. I thought this road would be easy, freshly paved each day without potholes to slow me down from reaching my destination. But today, as I was swerving to avoid a big pothole, I drove straight into another one and got a flat tire. I hate getting stuck like this. Plans changing, the tension building. Quick, move before I explode. My cell phone has no signal and I can't see a call box for miles. Then I remember the practice. Breathing in gently, then exhaling fully, letting it all go, to make space for an epiphany. In pausing, I have arrived where I've always wanted to be. This place where a flat tire, anger, and fear are all held by a pothole that cares. We'll bring palms to heart center in Anjali Mudra. We'll bow our head to our hands, to our heart, to our body, to our breath, our beautiful inhales and exhales, a constant reminder of change. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. This is the magic, this is the medicine. Simply reminding ourselves of change each moment, as the seasons change, as the day changes into night and night changes into day. We'll bow our head to our hands as a gesture of honor, respect, a way of compassion for ourselves, our loved ones, our family members, strangers, our planet Earth and this universe, and trusting that all this is a change for the good of humanity, for all beings. Place a smile onto our lips. We'll open our eyes and we'll say hello to the sunshine, to this morning, to this beautiful day. Mwah. Wish you all a magical, wonderful Wednesday. Namaste.